So, John, let's get right into it with the MVP of this season.
So this season, the NFL MVP is going to be Justin Herbert. And a lot of people might be picking him. A lot of people might not be picking him. I mean, he's in a great division. Obviously, we know that division's going to score a lot of points. The Broncos just got Russell Wilson. Devontae Adams went to the Raiders. The Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill, but they always score a lot of points. So Herbert's going to have to put up a lot of points on the board if they want to win games. And I think they're going to definitely make the playoffs this season. So it's his third year in the system. And they really didn't make any big acquisitions on offense this offseason. They still have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. They did get Gerald Everett as tight end. Jared Cook is gone. So they do have the pieces there, and Eckler obviously in the backfield. So I just think that Herbert's getting more and more comfortable in this system, in this offense. And I think this is the year. You know, the AFC is going to be scoring a lot of points. And Josh Allen lost his offensive coordinator to the New York Giants. Daboll is now the head coach of the Giants. I still think Allen's going to have a great year. I just don't think he's going to have an MVP season like Herbert will.
Just for our audience, John, do you have him on your fantasy team? And if you do, does this impact your statement?
So I do have Herbert in our league. So, but that didn't really influence my decision. I liked Herbert more than some other people. I mean, a lot of people have Mahomes ranked number 2, which I don't understand how he could be ranked ahead of Herbert with losing Tyreek Hill.
I do think Patrick Mahomes is going to win the MVP.
Dude,
let me tell you why.
What?
A lot of people are counting him out because of Tyreek Hill, but the way the Chiefs are run, the way the Chiefs and Andy Reid's teams have always been run, it's the next guy up. The next guy up is going to perform. All he needs is legit receivers that can catch the ball when they need to, and everything will fall into place. The guy can throw like 50 times a game. The offense is going to go through him like it always does, right? So Travis Kelce's still there. That's his main target. Tyreek Hill was a deep threat, but you still have, you have McCole Hardman. You have Juju now, right? You have
Sky Moore.
Sky Moore is going to be a key guy. He's a key guy. He's a rookie, right? He's a key guy. And then they also have Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He's decent as well. So don't get me wrong. Tyreek Hill is great. He's a good deep threat. But okay, most of his targets were to Kelce, number 1. Number 2, Andy Reid's so creative. Okay, he's going to find a way to make Patrick Mahomes successful. We saw him do it last year when teams started to put so many defenders in the backfield. They had to change their offense in the midseason. That's why they're slow to start, right? They eventually figured it out towards the end of the season. Same thing. They don't need the offense is not dependent on one receiver. There's so many receivers that can do great things. They have a lot of speed in the receiver core. So I think Patrick Mahomes is going to win. I think there's also a chip on his shoulder, right? He's probably upset that they picked him number 7. The players picked him number 7 out of the top 100, right? He truly thinks he's the best guy in the league. And I think
my only thing is I agree that Andy Reid, great offensive mind, he's going to be creative, but Mahomes, I know you said next man up mentality, but this team hasn't faced that. Like, what other receivers has Mahomes thrown to? Since he's been drafted, Hill has been there and Kelce's been there. And then he hasn't really thrown to anybody else.
Kelce. In the crucial time, you saw who the receiver he most depended on when push came to shove. Last year against the Bills, right? That final play against the Bills in overtime. Who do you throw?
Did Tyreek get a 60-yard touchdown?
He did, but in a crucial time, Andy Reid asked him, "Hey, who's your best guy? Who do you most trust, and who do you want to throw the ball?" Travis Kelce.
Oh wait, were you in the huddle?
That's what he told. That's what they do. They say, "Hey, tell me who you most depend on. Who's your best guy?"
Well, I'll go next because Jonathan, yeah. I don't like that pick. To be honest with you,
really.
I love that pick. I love that pick, Jonathan. That was my pick. I absolutely, completely, 100,000% agree with you on everything you just said. Let me tell you, another stat with Travis Kelce is they beat the Chargers in overtime. Who was that to? Travis Kelce. In dire need situations, he looks to Kelce. But what does Patrick Mahomes do best? He makes guys like McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle,
yes,
great players.
I just don't understand how you think without Tyreek Hill he could be better than he was.
Because he's gonna have to put up insane stats. The league
Yeah.
the division that he's in right now, he's gonna have to score a lot for one, and for two, that defense that he has is atrocious now that Tyrann Mathieu is gone. So he was like their little
Right.
safety net, and now that he's gone, I'm very concerned. They will have to score nearly 40 points a game, and that's all gonna be from Mahomes because their running backs are not trustworthy at all. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is good at best, not a reliable running back. So if they are going to score and if they are going to win, it's going to be on the shoulders of Mahomes.
You guys ready for my pick?
Yeah.
Nick Foles.
Because it he's already a legend stat. MVP is too low for him at this point.
Who needs an MVP when you got a Super Bowl? Like, he can just
Honestly,
retire now.
I'd take it in. I'd take a Super Bowl. Yeah, my pick is different than all you guys'. And so far we have in the conversation what is it? Herbert from John and Patrick Mahomes with Jonathan and Jared. I got to say mine's a little less orthodox, a little more dark horse-ish. MVP, I'm thinking Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
I don't know what you guys feel about that. I don't know why he's not projected higher. He was just in the Super Bowl. We know that they were kind of underdogs / not expected to get that far, yet they did. They had a sneaky good defense, which is, from my understanding, largely still there. They have weapons back on offense, but the most important thing is they've upgraded their offensive line. And Burrow's, I think, entering his third or fourth year. You know, he's injured. He got injured the first year, but like at this point, these rookie quarterbacks. If you guys remember, Josh Allen, his first year was a huge question mark. Like it was just like people were still, yeah, he's kind of not good. You know, not bad, but give him time. And Burrow is like in that era where you're starting to see the new guard. We talked about this last season, but he's just in the Super Bowl. So with the offensive line, those weapons, I think if he can stay healthy, I don't think he has an injury bug. Like I think the reason he's not ranked higher in a lot of these is maybe because fantasy wise, he doesn't get you fantasy points. Like Brady's not a great fantasy pick every year, but he wins games. So
doesn't really have any rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. And if they can give him, like if he was able to get to the Super Bowl with less time and they're giving him more time now, I think it's only going to help, as well as with the running back help. So I'm expecting great seasons from all these quarterbacks. I mean, we didn't mention Allen, Mahomes. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to post an Instagram post about it, but Brady and Rodgers too, the usual names. But I was a little surprised to see Burrow not on a lot of these top picks, and I'm picking him for MVP this
Solid.
year.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think last year's a Cinderella story. I'm still gonna stand by that.
Really?
Do I think they're gonna do as good as they did last year? Probably not. I think it was a lucky year for them, and many teams are gonna be prepared. I felt a lot of teams underestimated how good they were last year. Okay, that's fair, but this year
I agree
everybody's
with
gonna take them
that.
seriously. So they got
Yeah,
themselves in
they did get
conversation.
a little lucky.
Well, I also
Things
think-
went their way, but they're going to be respected, like Jonathan said. Now the Ravens are healthier, so it's going to be tougher for them this year. But I mean, Burrow's a great thrower, and he has two great receivers, so it could definitely happen.